Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the program Talking Point Show. My name is Onigbende Raphael, and with me on the show today is a special guest. He's an entrepreneur. Join me to welcome Mr. Adewole Adewumi.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So today on the show we'll be talking about the role of the youth in the Nigerian government. So, sir, please, I would like to ask you, sir, do you think the youth really have the confidence and the courage to really rule?
Thank you very much. I would say confidence and the wherewithal lies in the heart of individuals. As human, we are naturally equipped with what it takes to rule, to govern, to participate, to vote, to be voted for, and all of that. The major challenge, I would say, is how many percentage of our youth are conscious of what they are capable of. I think that's the question.
That's a very nice one, sir. Okay, sir, I would also like to know,
All right.
do you think the youth are more involved in the government?
Well, I would say there has been progress. Here and there, we've heard of young commissioners, the Speaker of Oyo State, and I would say these things are not new. The foundation of Nigeria was laid by youth. The Ziks, the Awolowos, the Akitola, the Abat Macaulay. They were in their 20s, they were in their 30s. We all heard of how Gowon became head of state at 32 years old. Shagari was made a federal minister at the age of 30. So it's always been there. The strength of Nigeria has always been in our youth. In fact, I would say the greatest asset Nigeria has had over time has been the youth, not oil. And I think when we misplaced it by focusing on substance rather than the human aspect, we lost that asset. And that is why Nigeria is where we are right now.
That was very nice, sir. One thing I also like to ask you, sir, you know, as youths in the country, we've always been agitating to take up one position or the other. And like you have said, like even from the onset, from the creation of the country, in one way or the other, the youth has been involved. But I want to ask, in present day time, do you think more opportunity is there for the youth in the government?
The opportunities are there, it abounds. The most important thing is this. We're talking about politics. We're talking about governance. Now, all these things involve strategy. Do you understand? And when you look at it, are we as youth really strategizing to get ourselves into government? Okay. You look at it, we have more youth contesting in the last election. We have more youth contesting to be president rather than going for House of Rep, rather than going for Senate. We have more youth coming out to contest, but not involved in the candidate picking process, which is becoming a card-carrying members of either major political parties, coming together to form a coalition, setting up a youth movement party, or even a non-political party movement that actually becomes a pressure group trying to foster the interest of the youth. Now, when you look at all of this, I will tell you, based on historical facts, and when you look at the entrepreneurial scene now, you could see the waves the youth are making. Agriculture, fintech, what have you. It's telling you something. The opportunities abound. When we are ready, we'll key in. Look at sport. Because everybody knows that it's a age thing, it's about strength, it's about vigor. Do you have anybody competing with you? It's the youth thing. So the same thing until we come back to realization that, look, we need to take the future of this country in our hands. tomorrow that was prophesied as our time to become leaders has come. So if you don't do it today, that tomorrow is never going to come. And mind you, normally we all know tomorrow never comes. So you have to start with it today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's this perception that when you give the youth opportunity to do one or two things, that they mishandle things, and it is believed that it's the older ones, that with their experience they can do things. We believe that they are the best to do things in the general world that we find ourselves. And now, do you not think the youth has the capacity to rule?
Well, the truth is this: if a youth misuse power or abuses power now, if you don't give that youth the opportunity now, even if that you become 60, 70, the same you will still abuse power. Now, you see, it's about character. It's about the personality. Then it's about the experience. It's about the learning curve for that youth. It's about the exposure. Now, you see, what we have, and let me say this clearly. You see, when you go back to the grassroots, and according to Gawat on Twitter, he said something. He said, politics is local. And you see, it's a very strong assertion. Now, when you go back to your local government, you see that those who are actually coming out for political posts are those who probably didn't do well in business, who probably didn't do well in school, and find out, okay, there's nothing left for me. And those who have the initiative are running away. Do you understand? So now, those who have the innovation, who could be creative in governance, are not going into politics at the grassroots. Now, they will abandon this process. Then after a period of time, when they probably have become successful here and there, they want to come back. Now, locally you are not known. You have not been in tune with the needs of your people. You don't even know the primary yearnings of your constituency. So these are the challenges. So what I will say is this: it is not about whether we have the capacity. It is about, are the youths equipped? Now, to equip someone means there has to be a framework, either by civil societies, which I know some are coming up. Unfortunately, our National Orientation Agency is not functioning. Now, those should have been things that would have come in to say, look, there is a sector, leadership. I know this man Okoye started a leadership institute some time ago, aimed for the youth to have what it takes. And equally, for me, I would say, with the involvement we are seeing now, you see, Rome was not built in a day, but like someone said, equally, they never stopped laying blocks. You understand? The work continues, the work continues. So what we need to do is to find a way to bring more inclusion, more participation of the youth at tender ages, maybe by youth parliament and all of that. So by the time people have been involved in all of these things at that level, by the time they get to becoming gubernatorial aspirants and all of that, yeah, they would. And mind you, when you look at someone, you should know that it's a common phenomenon that a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Now, that means that whatever work we want to work on a youth should be done before such a youth is even 30. Because once the mindset is formed at 30, and then you want to change that person, that's the challenge. But from what we've seen in the business world, it's possible. So all you just need to find a means of inclusion where youth can actively learn leadership.
Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying your expression and how you are really breaking things down. And there's this thing I also want to ask. It is believed that youths have their bad side.
Okay.
And the other ones will also have their bad side. If you look at the government, you look at what is happening all over the world, we can see even the people managing it. You can see what they are doing as wrong. So now, what do you think youth can show that yes, I can make difference? Or when the youth get there, what can they do to show to make difference? To make difference?
Well, if you get to governance is all you need to do. Now, but what determines what you do is your understanding of your responsibility. Do you even know what you want to go there for? That's the first thing. Now, as youth, you could see that when you look at the business world, we have so many business master classes. We have so many segments. People are attending, trying to pick this, trying to pick that. Before you go into a business, work on your business plan, do your budgeting, do your projections. How do you raise capital? Short time, mid time, long time. It's the same process for politics. So if you miss all the necessary steps, you are going to lose touch. Mind you, politics, governance is an exposed position. Now, in business, you can control some indices to an extent. What we have in politics is that you are daily exposed. And that exposure means you must get it right at least 60% of the time. You understand? So those are the things we need to look at. Now, when you have good understanding of what you are to be doing, whether as local government chairman, whether as of assembly member, whether as House of Rep, senator, maybe governor, even president, because that's the ultimate aim. That's the ultimate aim. We have that all over now. We have prime ministers that are young. Trudeau in Canada, how old is he? I think they just had another young person from New Zealand, also 34 years old. And even a lady. Now, one thing you have to look at, yeah, Macron too. But you see, the major thing is this. You see, for we youth, the major hindrance is we the youth ourselves. Yeah. How many support systems do we have? Because governance is not about the person only. You see, when you get there, you need people to come around you. So it might be a young head supported by an aged cabinet. So at the end of the day, by the time you find the average of the cabinet, you are getting back to the old age. So and that is the thing. So how many of us have that structure, political structure, that can actually come in and take over? You understand? So the most important thing I will say come back to is understanding of that position. Whether you are appointed, whether you are elected, you don't just do it because everybody's clamoring for you to position. No, do it because you have what it takes. That means if I don't have what it takes to be a legislator, I don't have any reason to contest because they don't say that's the only vacant position. No. So I should find my place, and that does not mean that in governance judiciary is exempted. That's the truth. So why don't I brush up my things, enter public sector law, find a way to become a judge, find a way to become someone that dispenses justice, that tries to create balance, fairness, equity in the system? Because these are the three aspects of governance we have in Nigeria. So we must balance it. So we must find our capacity and find how we can penetrate. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. My last question for you today on the show is, you are a youth and as an entrepreneur, do you think the youth has been contributing enough in terms of investment and entrepreneurship in the country? And to help the economy?
We have. It's just, I would say, the large proportion of our generation feels entitled. The large proportion of our generation feels they are owed something. And that has become a limiting factor. You see, when you understand that, look, everything I need, I have already. What I don't have, I don't need. Because it is what I have that I need to use to get what I want. Then we would find that we can do a lot more than we are doing. Most of us who would probably have got into entrepreneurship are looking at capital, finance, and you see, when you start from that level, you become a little bit discouraged because you are coming with a business idea and then you say, this industry, you need like 30 million and your pocket is saying 30,000. So you look at it, that's almost impossible. But why don't you focus on your idea? Find a way to penetrate the industry as a startup, then you can scale up. You can scale up. You get to discover whatever Dangote is doing today. It didn't just start from a refinery. It didn't start from an iron company. It didn't just start from cement. And one of the key things he did was that most of his products were below 2,500. So there is always a place for all of us, as long as we are ready. The business world is yearning for the youth. Who are the ones controlling the dynamics? The payments platforms we have, is it the Paystack, is it the Instar Switch, is it the Flutter Waves? When you even look at someone like Edoka Edoko doing Ojire Prime Card. So when you look at all these things, you discover that it's there. Is it Piggy Vest, Piggy Bank, Jobberman? These are youths. So all of this, I would say, as long as we all are ready and can look beyond the limitations we are seeing, and then consummate ideas, set up a proper team, you will discover that the business environment here in the next, in fact, it's been said that in 2030, youth are going to take over in Nigeria. Well, then we need to lay the foundation now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Adewale. It's been nice having you on the show today. So, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate your patience for today's show. Please join us next time.